Hey guys, Pooley here. Welcome to the Crossbar. We were Mariners TV. We've decided to change it up a little bit and not be really affiliated with any particular local team, so we can cover the peninsula and maybe a little bit more local football, which is only good for the sport. Today we're here with Vaughan and Robin. They're from the Mount Martha Soccer Club, the ladies team, boys.
Yes.
Yep. Now, Robin, first of all, welcome to Mount Martha.
Thank you for having me.
I met you on a coaching course years
Oh, you
years
did
ago.
too.
That's right.
Out at Knox, wasn't it?
That was at Mornington.
Was it
Just across
Mornington?
the way here, yeah. And the old bastard did his hammy with
They-
about
oh!
10 minutes of the little setup. So
I was actually at that session as well.
yeah, so that's
I didn't
where
realise that until you told me.
so that's where Vaughan and I first met, and we struck up a loving friendship over football, beer, and poor choices, you could say. Robin and I actually sport the same tattoo,
Yes, we do.
which is our semicolon.
Semicolon.
Yeah, and I'm all about the black dog, so you're going to hear a lot about men's mental health, people's mental health, so I'm a big supporter of that. So that'll keep on going through the season. Now, Vaughan,
Yes.
I watched or rewatched the interview that you and I did a couple of years ago
Oh God, God help me.
in the club rooms that were,
We've got new ones.
we got new ones. How about that?
Ta-da.
So we spoke about developing a ladies squad.
Yes.
And you sort of said, maybe 2022, but 2023 at the latest. Please tell the viewers of the Crossbar what you've done.
Well, good news is that Mount Martha will have its first ever women's team in 2023. Robin is on board as our head coach, first ever head coach. We're really ecstatic with. Look, we've got potentially a squad of strong squad of players, mixture of young and experienced players.
Okay.
Which we're really happy about.
Yeah.
We've also got an under 18 side that will also help push those players as well and
Brilliant.
help develop the team.
Yeah.
Just onwards and upwards. I mean, we've got some great girls teams as well, particularly the under 14, under 13 sides are really good. So it's going to be a fantastic. And with the Women's World Cup, it is going to be a sensational year for women's football, not just on the peninsula, for Mount Martha.
Yeah. Now, your role in the ladies
Yes.
of Mount Martha, what is that?
I am the technical director for ladies football at Mount Martha.
Yeah.
Also head coach of the under 18s as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've really dropped yourself in it.
I like to keep myself busy.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Keep myself occupied,
We mentioned a couple of years ago that he'd been at the club for some 5 years, and now we're into year 7 or 8.
Year
and
7,
he's still getting
God.
flogged like a dead horse.
Yes.
Nice one. I like it.
I'm a sucker for punishment, mate. You know me.
Yeah, he does break for the Tigers. Anyway, we'll leave that bit aside. Robin, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
Now, can you just let our viewers know a little bit about your background with football, where you're from, where did it all start?
Oh, goodness. So let's go right back to the beginning. I'm actually Oldham, born and bred.
Right.
Came out here when I was 5, played football at school, football at university.
Yeah.
Spent 12 months over in Europe, played in Scotland in a pub league, and if you've played in a pub league, you'll know exactly what that's like.
I used to watch them.
In terms of being involved at a club level, I got involved with Mornington, 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So I coached the junior teams there, under 14s, under 16s. Was the secretary at Mornington for a couple of years, was the female coordinator at Mornington for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And then was state 4 coach when they put their first senior team in for they'd had about 10 years, they hadn't had a senior women's team, put that team in state 4.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to win that league title that year, got promoted to state 3. And I stepped away as a state 3 coach to give a female player a chance to coach, and I sort of stepped back and coached the state 5 team for a couple of years, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And stepped away from football 2 years ago, 18 months ago. Had a break last year, and then heard there was an opportunity at Mount Martha, and thought, a great opportunity. They don't come along a lot, the chance to be an inaugural coach of an inaugural women's team. So I'm just absolutely stoked. Absolutely stoked
to be here.
Yeah, very excited.
That is awesome. It's quite fitting that we've got the new club rooms with the club building its grounds here. And this man's going to take our ladies through. It's going to be very exciting, viewers. When you play football, what position did you play?
I was an agricultural right back and right wing.
Okay.
So I was very quick, very physical.
Yeah.
Didn't quite have the touch, but had the speed and had the aggression.
That always helps.
It always helps.
Particularly that Scottish pub league.
And I was that bloke. I was that was me. I was the talker.
Sounds like my sex life. Speed and aggression, done. Sorry to bring the tone
Oh, that's
down,
an
viewers.
overshare.
This is the first one, mate. You wait till mid-season.
Oh, God.
Vaughan, getting
Yes.
back to the Mount Martha Soccer Club.
Yeah.
What's more news that we've got about the club as a whole, not just the ladies, but is there any movement on the committee? Is there a new president? Is there a new treasurer? What's going
but
on
the
there?
great thing is actually we're quite stable on that front. We've got a really fantastic committee. Pretty much everyone that was on board last season is staying on, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, look, as you say, the club rooms that we see here,
Yeah.
hopefully ready by mid-year,
Yeah.
we're getting told, so that's real good. The grounds are looking absolutely fantastic. Should be fully back on board here in Feb.
Yeah.
Obviously, the men's team is looking forward to another season in Div 5.
Yeah.
From what I've been told, reliable sources, they've got a few new good players in there, strong players.
Yeah.
So, look, a good season for the men's and hopefully the women's, actually for everyone at Mount Martha.
Yeah, I actually haven't had much contact with the senior boys over the last, Christmas and whatever. Coach Lana has been appointed.
Great appointment.
Yeah, absolutely. So, being he was, I think, kind of Chris's understudy.
Yeah.
And a big happy birthday to Chris for yesterday too. I sadly missed his celebrations, but I suspect there's a few that got sore heads this morning down there. Lana's,
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah, Lana's, fair to say, scored some of the most arsey goals I've ever seen an old bastard score at this end.
He knows where the goals are.
He does indeed, yeah. And he drops that shoulder and just mugs people off. It's quite impressive, the old bastard. So good on you, Lana. And of course, I think the reserves have managed to retain Hawley as the coach there
Hawley
as well.
is still the coach, which is great to see.
So Andrew Hall is the father of the Wall of Hall. So no doubt he'll make a bloody appearance or 20 with his shirt off. So shout out to you, Hawley. Okay, boys. So let's get down to the nitty gritty with the ladies.
Yes.
When's training nights?
We're looking at having training nights Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Starting Feb 1st is when pre-season starts,
Yep.
and I'd say we get some practice games in.
Oh, absolutely. I think sort of around earlier mid-March, be good to get a couple of practice games in. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. Are we still recruiting?
Well, we kind of we think we've got a fairly strong squad, but we are on the lookout for some players, aren't we? So
Look, I think there'll be an opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that'll be probably clearer for us in a couple of weeks when we see what numbers we're getting, but I think there'll be
Definitely.
opportunities.
Yeah. Are
Definitely.
you having trials, so to speak, or have your squads already been, kind of made?
I'll leave that to the coach to answer that one.
Oh, look, from my perspective, I was lucky enough to actually spend a couple of weeks with the girls before Christmas.
Yeah.
And we had 20 players turn up over the sort of 2 to 3 weeks. And looking at the squad, I mean, there's a squad there that you can absolutely start the season with, and it's a good squad. I mean, we've got 2 goalkeepers, and to have 2 goalkeepers in any female team and 2 good goalkeepers is just brilliant. So
To have 2 goalkeepers in any team
Yeah.
it's a bit of a liberty.
Yeah, it is. And we're very lucky on that front.
Yeah.
So look, at this moment in time, based on what I've seen, there certainly might be 1 or 2 opportunities, particularly for defenders, but I think we're actually pretty well placed at the moment.
yeah.
Maybe ask me again in the middle of March.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, taking all things into consideration, do you have many of the squad are sort of like U12 uni or?
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
it is. It's a majority of them, and the great thing is that majority of them have played at Mount Martha. So
Yeah.
they've grown up, they've come through the system.
Yeah.
And that was the thing we wanted. We wanted a pathway for these players.
Yeah, exactly.
To go, okay, when you finish juniors, hey, there's a senior team you can aim for.
Yeah.
I know when I was playing juniors, my big thing was I want to play for the seniors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these girls have got this opportunity now, and that's so pleasing. So yeah, a big chunk of them are like year 12, university, some even get a little bit younger, but we've also got some experienced players as well, which
Yeah,
is
okay.
really good. So we've got a really fantastic blend.
Where have those experienced players come from? Local
from our,
teams?
Yeah, actually from our Mount Martha over 35 team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we've actually managed to grab them from there.
Yeah.
Players who have played at decent levels.
Yeah.
Like, we've got, I think, one player who played in the United States to college level.
We've got internationals.
Yes.
We've got an American international.
Wow.
We've got an English international.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got some girls who've come back from playing at a very good level in their junior days.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that the over 35 program has allowed is that women who've played football at a higher level, had a family, wanted to come back to it, they've come back to it.
Yeah.
It means that from a squad perspective, you've got these older heads that can help, mentor and coach the younger players. So we're really lucky to have that mix.
Yeah. Sounds like the dream setup, doesn't it? Really?
Well, we hope so.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do. Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah. Now, so we're going to be in State 5 at this stage.
Oh, look, we're still in discussions of that. I mean, it depends with how the makeup of the team is.
Yeah.
I mean, State 5, there's a rumours going around that there may be a State 6 set up.
Yeah.
But we're not sure at this point in time. I mean, it could be State 6, State 5, State 4.
Okay.
But I think we'll know more in the next few weeks once we train, have a couple of games, and then we know what's going to go on. So,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What days will the ladies be playing?
They play on Sundays.
On a Sunday.
Yeah, so Sunday
Okay,
Arvo. So, I mean, I'd say our home games would be like similar to what the men's seniors,
Yeah.
3 o'clock Sunday afternoon here at Civic Reserve for home games.
Yeah. Do you know, and this is a question without notice, do you know in that State 5, are there teams out in the country or north of the city? Is there going to be a bit of travel, or is it fairly local?
From experience, it's normally pretty local. What FFV generally do is they try and have either a south or a southeast league.
Yeah.
So the most we might have to go north is sort of around Brighton, Sandringham.
Okay.
But you're potentially going to have clubs like, I mean, we talked about maybe Mount Eliza having a team,
Yeah.
Seaford. You've got Peninsula Strikers,
Aspendale, I think, as well.
Oh, yep.
There's a whole bunch of teams that are either formed or in the area. I mean, we're going to have a lot of local derbies.
Yeah.
Which is going to be, again, an absolute fantastic
Brilliant,
thing to see.
isn't it? Yeah.
I reckon the furthest they might need to go is Warragul. That might be the furthest,
Yeah.
depending on the teams they had last
Bloody
season.
long day out, isn't it?
well,
No, it's not that long,
Bus
really.
trip.
Make it a weekend.
drive.
Make it a weekend. Make it a weekend away to Warragul.
I'll be at the back with the camera. And the lemonades for the ladies, of course. Okay, so just one, a couple more slight questions.
Yep.
Who do you support?
I am a United fan, a Red United fan from Manchester, and a Celtic fan. interviews terminated.
No, Vaughan.
No, he's one of these, but he's one of these ones who wasn't the bandwagoner. You know, you've been in the dark old days, weren't you?
I was actually my first favourite United player was actually Gary Bailey, a South African goalkeeper. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a one. That's one.
Yeah, Gary Bailey,
That'd be
Stevie Coppell, Norman Whiteside.
Gary Bailey, that was sort of like late 70s.
That was late 70s.
Early
That was
80s,
just
yeah.
before Ron Atkinson came
Yeah,
on, I think.
okay. So the days of Lou Macari and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. Ray Wilkins was there.
Oh, Butch. I used to love watching Butch
Yeah.
Wilkins play. He was
Elegant midfielder.
Yeah, one of my favourite England players, I think, going back through the day. Good stuff, lads. Well, listen, this has been magnificent. The first interview, the banter and the bullshit has just rolled from my mouth, just like that. It's so natural. Thank you so much for coming onto the channel.
Thank you,
Vaughan, pleasure as always.
Always a pleasure.
Talk to me quickly about It's Not Called Soccer podcast.
Yes, It's Not Called Soccer Podcast. We're in a little hiatus at the moment, but we're hopeful to come back, myself and Andy McMillan.
Yeah.
Hopefully talking about past World Cups. We're going to talk about a series about past World Cups.
Okay. And any guest interviews in the pipeline?
No, well, I don't know. Maybe one guy called Paulie, I think, might be in the fray there.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about the 1990 World Cup. Maybe we'll talk about that. You know, Gaz's tears.
Just the 88 Sherpa Van Trophy would be brilliant. I know it's not World Cup. It was World Cup in my eyes. Come on, the Wanderers. All right, lads. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
it's
you,
getting
fellas.
bloody warm out here. We will see you out and about on the streets and the fields, guys. All the best. Pooley out.